Originally this weekend I wanted to just like kind of take a break, but instead I'm going to be doing a fun 3 p.m. event instead of the 38th. I took an LOA from that just to do some ESM streaming, which is going to be like capture the flag team v team for PvP. So that's going to be... I was told 3 p.m., but I was also told noon, so I'm going to go get a clarification on that time. But that should be fun. But I also have a birthday stream to prep, so we'll see how that goes. But, ooh, righty. So it's Soviets versus Greeks for this mission. Interesting. All right. Let's go ahead to the brief. This one's made by DJ Vin. I love seeing him drop by. He's one of Emzakov's gentlemen. Really fun guy. And he's also, I've seen him grown really well over the past few months of, just learning to play more and more aggressively, and he's getting into mission making. So I'm happy he's been evolving in this. But anyway, background. Altis is a strategic point in the Aegean Sea for both the Hellenic and Russian army. For many years, the tension between both states were on edge. That has all changed during the last 2 weeks when the Russian president declared Altis as their own land, technically the island of Limnos, because that is a real place, and demanded the Hellenic army to retreat and leave the island in peace. Oh. It's Crimea 2.0. It's actually a bad joke. Anyway, the Greek government, on the other hand, disagreed and sent more troops to operate on Altis. Last week, the Russian forces made landfall on northern and southern parts of the Eastern Peninsula without any resistance. After scouting of what is ahead, they decided to try and push into Altis a little more and try taking over multiple strategic points. Notes, alternate history, obviously. Mission rules, Op 4 can teleport only one squad into the safe zone 3 alongside X-Ray. So that's probably a deep in area. I would imagine that's up here. So one extra squad up there to push in. But anyway, let's go ahead. Look at our game mode here. It's a sector control. So how sector control works is as long as Blue 4 has one person alive and in the sector as an infantryman, not on a turret, not in a vehicle. And when I say vehicle, I mean not like... some vehicles where you can physically climb in, but it still counts you as an infantry guy, whereas in a vehicle means you're actually in one of the specific slotted seats of the vehicle, coding-wise. But as long as Blue 4 has an infantryman in the AO, Op 4 cannot put an infantryman in the AO to automatically take it. So Blue 4 is forced to hold these AOs as infantry. And there are going to be 3 different sectors that they can utilize, which is nice. So, 3 sectors. All 3 sectors have to be taken by Op 4 to win. Map settings. Both sides are going to have 2 AT rounds and 1 HE round per player within the teams. Each team has an AT gunner and an AT assistant. And then every squad has 2 teams. So that means you basically force every squad, put a times4 next to all these numbers. So every squad has 8 AT rounds and 4 HE rounds to work with for this scenario. We're going to go ahead, since I'm already at Op 4, we're going to start with Op 4 because they are the ones attacking. Their uniforms are going to be Spetsnaz and Gorka camos here. And as I said earlier, Mazz, he is the reason why all these exist, so hats off to him. He might join us if he dies early. But anyway, let me break down what all these mean. Platoon leader, platoon sergeant, squad leader, team leader. Auto rifleman, which gets the first gun of choice in the breakdown of the loadout, which is usually the lighter one, so an LMG. Light machine gun, so it's going to be the RPK. Auto rifleman assistant, grenadier, grenadier infrared. So there are some grenadiers in the squad that have, I said infrared like an idiot, it's just meant to be IR, hunt IR rounds. So a hunt IR round is a grenadier round that you fire in the air, and it basically then has a parachute come out, and it turns into a little camera that can then look down. You can connect it to a terminal that the gunner of the grenadier rifle has, and then he can use it as a little camera. It has regular vision and night vision capability, no thermal, but you can then use that to approximate where enemy positions are, and the parachute can be shot at to put holes in the parachute to make it fall to the ground quicker, because it's carried by the wind, and then it just despawns when it hits the ground. However, fun fact, it will hurt you if it lands on you. I learned that a few weeks ago during a 506 op. Machine gunner, usually with the MMG, the medium machine gun. Machine gunner assistant for the extra ammo, and some binos to spot for the MG. Combat engineer, so they get the explosive. Choice of explosives include 2 satchels, 4 explosive charges, 2 AP mines, anti-personnel, and 2 tripwire flare mines, or 3 anti-tank mines. Usually you see people take satchels. Sometimes they'll take charges or mines, though. Each thing has their own advantage depending on what role, if you're the attacker, defender, what type of AO you're playing, yada yada. Light anti-tank with the single-shot disposable AT weapon. Mat 1 and Mat 2, because you can sometimes differentiate to give both AT and AA to a roster, but both are going to have the RPG. recon infantry, so sometimes they give them special stuff to wear. These are the non-suppressed guys, though, because the recon infantry supports are the actual suppressed gunners, which is why they have that beanie. And this is how you distinguish them. Designated marksman at the squad level. Every squad has at least one marksman. In this case, Software is going to have the SVD, which we don't see on the loadout. Sniper is going to also have a beanie, but with that 338 you see right there. Crewman leader and crewmen for vehicles, pilots, and then medic, and then the base kit that they all rely on. So I'll go quicker with Blue 4. I like to break that down because not everyone knows. And you got to break it down every video because you never know who's watching what order. But anyway, AK-74s for Op4 here. They got the RPK listed. Again, what the automatic riflemen get and what the machine gunners get, the PKP. You know, it's just a heavier gun, better fire support, depends on the role, yada-da. Recon get the T5000 for their sniper, a nice 338 sniper rifle that, in my opinion, I'd say out of all the sniper rifles I've seen utilized, I feel like I see the most kills per week, not specifically per match, but per week with the T5000. That's just my personal observation. And then the gunners get a choice of the 45-round magazines with an AKS that's suppressed, or an integrally suppressed AS-Val with 20-round magazines of 9x39. And then the crewmen or aviation guys get either the PP2000 submachine gun or an AKS-74 for this round. I don't believe there's going to be anything on the crew-served weapons roster, so let's go ahead and look at the attack roster here. For the vehicle assets for Op4, we have 2 speedboat miniguns. Speedboat miniguns are actually going to have a rear equipped with 4 100-round of 12.7 for the rear turret. Now, you got to be careful about this turret because since this is the Op4 version, it means it is basically the vanilla static 50 cal on the back of it, which means it has a really impressive scope. It's really accurate. You can auto range it with the T key, and it'll auto range and what's the word? Where basically, you know, if you have a target at longer distance and you have to then, you know, move your gun up to indicate approximate for gravity, it auto ranges for you. That's what I'm trying to go for. But you know, it sets all that up for you. Just have to hit the T key. So that gun can also be used as a sniper rifle at longer ranges, which is why you might not see Blue 4 do any coastal defenses, and I'll get into that when we break down the AOs. There's also some speedboats here for some slower vehicles. 2 BTR-80s, 12.7 and 14.5 millimeter guns on the KPTV turret, which you see right there in the PKT. Got to be careful, though. It's only 50 rounds of anti-material ammunition, which, you know, it's bigger than a 50 cal, but in my opinion, Arma 3 takes 14.5 and 50 cal pretty similarly, except 14.5 has a higher likelihood of doing heavier damage to soft-skin vehicles like aircraft or APCs. But 50 cals on Blue 4 side Vics, you know, they have double the ammunition, which means they can fire for, you know, twice the time on average. Of course, all guns have different fire rates, but you know what I'm getting at. For 2 gas transports, 4 gas trucks, an MI8 with no side guns. Interesting. And then 2 UAZs, which can carry 7 people a piece. Looking over at the roster here, we've got Korvac, ground commanding. We've got Lolo doing his medical at the platoon level. Korvac, really good player. He did pretty well last round, so we'll see what he is capable of doing today. X-Ray being led by Arking. Zombie Sniper playing medic. D. Barnes taking the sniper role. Genry being the 2IC. And then Chaos and Naders. Yeah, the F key doesn't work. Usually the F key can be used to jump to players here, but they're already all the way up here. I just want to see what Naders has. He is taking the AS-Val. This, I feel like, is a better environment for the AKS, but the AS-Val, I've also seen, you know, people sneak up and get into close range, then use the AS-Val to absolutely tear people apart. So, you know, another good choice there. Otherwise, we got Montgomery leading Bravo, HQ, Caterino, and Schultz, I believe, are going to be a Vic crew for a BTR-80, because you see them with the AKS carbines. But otherwise, Sholin leading Bravo 1 with Carlson, Herb, Shine, Snatch Goblin, Eagle, and Lee. Bravo 2 being led by Drake with Dogbirds, Parkour, Norris with a PKP. Good to note there. Let's see if he doesn't get cucked by someone on a rooftop this time, and he goes ham with that machine gun. Racing, Addict, Cheese, and Elm Tree. Sideways leading... Excuse me, Charlie. Coop is in a vehicle crewman role, so we might see him to... Actually, I see another crew with a BTR, so he just might be an extra vehicle crewman slot to work with the Vic. Otherwise, Grav is also loaded in there as a team leader. He's got Khalil, Mazz, Tiger, Revanche, Chow, and Band together with him. Chadwick leading Delta HQ with Thigh, Rab, and Jack as the vehicle crew for that BTR. Bobby has leading H2, Pert and Dobbs, Twins, Frost, and Hookie. Sam and Reapers are going to be a flight crew for the MI8s. Again, a little useless. The MI8's only job here, because it doesn't have a camera to spot with, it doesn't have any weaponry, its best use is just going to be moving units in the field, because it's a really big airframe. It's really easy for a single stray 50 cal round to hit any of this top part, will knock out the engine. So it has a very big engine apparatus to get shot. Oh my god. What is this? Adorable. So it's not even really that good as something to draw attention with. I guess if you fly it like really high up, but even then it's a reason it's like trying to fly a giant whale in the sky, but that is what they're going to be rocking. But meanwhile, going over to Blue 4, I only got 5 minutes left to make this bet for you, so I will speed run this. Blue 4 is going to be rocking Greek kits with lizard camouflage. So I'm going to quickly just scroll down to the marksman, because the marksman's never shown. That appears to be actually an HK 418, and they're probably going to put an MOS scope on it. 416. My bad. But yeah, L1A1s with 416s. L1A1s, I don't think you can set to full auto, though. So the HKs are going to be the Grenadier weapon for squad leaders and whatnot, which is why they have those two listed. Mini-Me's, which are basically 249s, F and Mags, which are 240 Bravos, 72 Laws for the single-shot disposable. Suppressor shooters get a choice of the Mark 14 or the MP7. Again, 40 rounds for the MP7's good, but I think they want the range that you can get with the M14. Sniper gets a choice of a M2010 with potentially camo, and then Crew and Aviation get the MP7 or the HK 416. Crew, I'd actually recommend get the 416. Or excuse me, the MP7 in their choice, because it's a little more CQC. And usually if they go down to short-range AT, they're going to get into a CQC fight for their life anyway. Assets, UH-1Y, which I could have sworn was a UH-60, but whatever. They got 2 gunners there with only 1,000 rounds each across 5 different magazines. You've got 2 113 M2s with, wow, 1,500 rounds of M2 there. And they also have smoke generators. 1 off-road for transport, probably for their recon, because recon's usually a team of 6, 4 quad bikes, and a single M2 static. How much ammo? 400 rounds, 4 boxes of 100. Looking at their roster here, scrolling all the way up to the top, we got Patriot commanding. One of the more veteran commanders. We'll see what defensive strategy he's able to come up with. Olaf leading a 4-man X-ray team. Timek being the sniper. Despo and Falcon being the suppressed shooters. Falcon's going to go for an MP7. I think he's going to rock the low ground here. And they're going to go for the quad bikes instead of the off-road, so I guess the off-road will be the command vehicle. But Despo, I have a feeling, no, he's going to be the 2IC because he has that gun there instead, so interesting. They only have 1 suppressed shooter, so hopefully Falcon's able to do something pretty interesting. Steve leading Alpha HQ. He's got Ace, Fred, Muniz, Ash, Allegory, and Cammy with him, and Banks as well. Drake leading Bravo HQ. Bravo still being segregated between the 2 teams. Bridges leading Bravo 1 with Cosmonaut, Poe, Miller, Green Shade, Warwick, and Martin. We've got Helios leading. You look for the slash in the name. He's leading Bravo 2 with Heinrich, Arcor, Farks, Typical, and Ruckus. Pierce, I believe, yep, he's got the Grenadier weapon, so that means he is part of leadership. Going to be leading Delta 1 with Saddam, Potato, Moist, Zuki, Thomas, and Donner. And then the helicopter, the Huey, is going to be flown by Oddball and gunned by Jack and Lurch on either side of the door guns. I'm going to be honest, though, I always prefer them to have 1 gunner on the Huey. And they can be a little more conservative about their ammo, because rarely do you have a helicopter get into a situation in Friday Night Fights where you need to have both guns shooting at the same time. So it's better, in my opinion, just to have 1 gunner switch between the 2, because 2 gunners are going to burn through that ammo a lot more quickly. And trust me, you want to keep ammo in that Huey on a map like this, because there's a lot of open parts where a Huey could be really beneficial. The one thing that I got to look out for are the KPTVs on the BTR-80s with those 50 rounds of 14.5mm anti-material ammunition that could shred that Huey if they're not careful. Barb is not casting. He went to bed early, but he is still in chat, so feel free to say hello to him. All right. And as always, if you ever want to jump into Friday Night Fights, you can do the !FNF command and jump in next week. I will do my best to continue covering. Maybe cut back on NA a little bit in the future, but I know Leclerc is coming back on the 8th to cover FNF NA, so we'll join with him there and see him there as well. Leclerc being the community manager for Bohemia Interactive, which are the devs of this game. Really great guy. We saw him in Splendid Squad, way back in September, and he's just a good guy overall. And I think before him it was Nillers, who was the community dev. Both were great people. Good social people. All right. Anyway, we've got 1 minute remaining. First AO is a little towards the coast. I do like how fortified it is. It's on a little bit of a football field style of position here, but it looks like Blue 4 is not going to hold it. It does have some pretty open spots. Could watch the coast really well, but, you know, it is also rather open. Blue 4, how many build points did they have? They had 125, which is the default number of build points to work with, so they could have, you know, fortified up any of these areas. Looking, trying to spot fortifications. This time I'm finding rocks. We've got this AO right here, which is Sector 2. Seems to be some security issues. Ah, I see. It's weed farming. Nice. All right, we got some HQ areas as well, but otherwise, that's a pretty nice AO. Really open with the elephant grass. Great place to put some ambushes. I know Falcon could get some great ambushes with that MP7. And it looks like Sector 3 is going to be the solar farm here, which is actually a custom-built area they made to kind of model out the position over here. The only difference, not gonna lie, I would actually consider this part of the map if I saw that the roads didn't intersect with this. This does kind of give it away here, but, I mean, this is a pretty well-built solar farm by DJ. Hats off to him. I really like it when mission devs make things and they blend in really, really well with the scenario where you actually can't tell if it's, you know, part of the map or not. Or on the opposite side of the spectrum, like when Night Owl builds stuff. Like the last one that I remember him building was the giant death laser one a few months ago. That one was awesome. Like his AOs, he does one like once a month, but they are so well made. And they're just crazy. Absolutely awesome in my opinion. Otherwise, AO has begun. UH-60 going north. I think it's going to try to find Op4 back here. Final thoughts on who to bet on. Looks like Op4 did switch to putting a lot of guys in the MI8, which I think is a good call. That's the only real use for it. And I think X-Rays just divided them on 2 UAZs on the northern side, which, you know, again, the UH could intercept. That's one goal, one positive you have with putting the second gunner in there, though, is you got one guy watching one direction, one guy watching the other. So in terms of spotting stuff, it could actually be a good trade-off. I guess in this AO, because it's more open territory, it is a little bit better to have 2 gunners. So I'll rescind my previous statement about the UH-1Y, but on thicker maps with, like, jungles and stuff, actually, you know, it's in any position, I think it would actually be better to have that second pair of eyes in the sky. So I'll completely take back what I said. I think having 2 gunners is good. You just got to be careful that you will burn through your ammo a bit quicker. Otherwise, MI8 bypassing and coming all the way up north here, potentially to land around Rotopoli. That's going to be a long 2-kilometer walk to get to the closest AO. Tower's not at the focus of the mirrors. Yeah, that is true. The tower needs to be taking all of that into here, if I remember correctly. This spot, which is where you're all supposed to be reflecting on. So yeah, it should be more over here, right? But I mean, most people don't know how solar arrays work, to be honest. And I'm gonna be honest, I completely forgot that that needed to be a thing. And my mind flashed back to Fallout New Vegas to remember. Yes, I know OFCRA had a DDoS yesterday. I guess we have a minute. So the DDoS that was hitting TSB and the DDoS that hit OFCRA were 2 separate types of attacks. TSBs came from one specific IP that was able to generate a massive fuck ton of information. That's because that IP was traced back to a Russian service provider for servers, which is why they were able to use a single IP to generate that much power in their attack. Because we have some automatic timeouts that stop IPs from transmitting after 5 seconds of transmitting data. So in that 5 seconds, they were able to completely knock things out. But it was still only a temporary attack, which, you know, as soon as I stopped streaming, it stopped. So the auto timeouts were still working, but they were able to still do, you know, quite a bit in those timeouts. Chopper's powering down. They might have actually damaged it. Yep, you're starting to see them repair. So a bit of a rough landing. I don't see any blood or bandages around here, so didn't hurt anyone, but that's going to stall them a little bit. But the OFCRA one was multiple IPs from various different locations hitting their server at once. And that's also partially the reason why I wasn't allowed to stream EU today, is I told FNF about this, and they feared that I was the target for all of these DDoSes. And that's also because NASA, who's my liaison in OFCRA, said that he was worried that OFCRA was getting DDoS because of me. And I don't think that's an inaccurate statement. But OFCRA has been having DDoS issues, I want to say, for the past 3 months. We've seen one DDoS at this same time. I mean, no, you're right. Actually, it is a DOS versus a DDoS, because a DOS would just be a single IP. So yeah, technically TSB's attacks might have been a DOS attack in terms of definition. You're absolutely right. I'm sorry that escaped me. Whereas OFCRA's was a DDoS because the extra D in there means distributed, which I think means multiple IPs bombard a specific position, whereas a DOS is, yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, you're completely right. I'm just used to saying it's a DDoS because that's the universal term people use on the internet, but no, you're right. I'm also really tired right now and also jacked up on coffee. But, so, Anderson feared that EU would be DDoS because, you know, from an outside perspective, it looks like I'm the pinnacle. But I would argue OFCRA gets DDoSed because I've, you know, kind of helped grow them. You know, I'm their face when I stream because, you know, we have over 100 people watching. FNF, you know, same thing, so I get the fear. It's just annoying, though, because I canceled plans with family to cover EU because I heard Leclerc was coming, but that's also why FNF was being so defensive about it, because, you know, they want to look good in front of Bohemia, you know, which community doesn't. It's partially why I canceled my damn plans, because I love working with Leclerc, but, yeah, we exchanged some pretty harsh words in the beginning. Tail just went out. You heard that metallic shot. Engine's still going, though, and this is what I was talking about earlier. That MI8 is a massive target. You saw multiple shots hit it there. So they're going to have to... They're actually going to have trouble landing it because they lost the tail, because as soon as they bleed speed, you're going to start seeing it spin. So they're forced to keep it going forward. They'll probably make an emergency landing somewhere up north, try to get it repaired. But... yeah. So, all in all, in terms of TSB, because I know, like, you know, that's what happened to MCO16, was it was a DDoS attack. Excuse me, a DOS attack, technically. So we're going to redo that at some point. I have a few methods, though, to prevent that from happening again. Because DOS, we're already blocking the IPs. And, yeah, DDoS, I trust that they're going to, you know, block those IPs as well, because they have the IPs. It's just, you know, getting TSB's service provider, which is a virtual server client, to block those IPs. But TeamSpeak, we have total control, so we block the IPs, but we'll see what else happens. Because it's also not hard to generate a new IP, but I digress. I have a backup method for all my major events that do require, you know, that I would like to be streamed. I've got a backup idea for them. But I'm taking a few security measures to make sure that, you know, some things don't get leaked and whatnot. But we'll talk about that more later. Personally, I saw the DOS issue in TSB as a bit of an ego boost, because I also have some pretty bad self-esteem issues with myself when it comes to all this Arma stuff. But, you know, if I'm popular enough to be worthy of someone's time for a DOS and DDoS attack, then, you know, bit of an ego boost. But it's also made me, you know, reevaluate all my security stuff, made me reevaluate communities. I'll talk about more of this while I'm building ops and whatnot, but it's been a really interesting week. I haven't had this productive of a week in a very long time because of all the crazy stuff I've been doing, so, you know. Some people see it and they break down, other people see an issue like this and they, you know, try to learn from it, do everything they can, and, you know, put the work in. But I will admit I did lose my temper this morning with Nemesis and Anderson. Because it's pretty much no good deed goes unpunished. Because if I didn't tell them about it and give them my fears, and, you know, because I wanted to give them the list of all the IPs that were causing the issues just so they could block them, and said they're like, yeah, no, just don't stream it. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I asked them, like, had I not told you about this, would I have been okay to stream? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not going to say anything next time. Well, that kind of sucks, you know. You help grow a place like this, and they throw you under the bus the first time into trouble, and you're just like, oh, it sucks. You need a Lcpl Liru to boost his ego. Yeah, right? I don't know. The only, like, if I suffer a DOS issue or a DDoS issue for an extended amount of time, all we're really going to do is just switch server IPs and keep the server IPs in-house, and then, you know, go through some protective measures to play the ops, because my player base would be willing to do that indefinitely, if even, because, you know, it just means I have to make sure I maximize my op quality and go nuts from there, you know? Give them a reason. I know it was a joke, but, you know. There's a silver lining in everything negative, which can be also interpreted as something really effed up. Oh, I just realized magnified optics are on. So everyone's got magnified scopes here to work with, which means everyone's pretty much a marksman and they can capitalize on these massive open areas. Interesting. But we're going to see Op4 do some massive encroachments here. Might even see some vehicle rushes. Why would someone try to DDoS you or communities you're in? I don't fucking know.
Send in
because they're bored?
6.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest, me 10 years ago, I'd fucking do it to people for the hell of it. Saddam got a great AT shot out here and actually smoked the BTR. Got some 50 cal rounds going in as well. That is going to be an early takeout for that BTR crew. Masquerade, thank you so much for the 6137. Where did I see you playing? Your name's familiar. Were you in OFCRA yesterday? I feel like you were in OFCRA yesterday. Take some more ego boost. I appreciate it. I don't see subs as an ego boost. I see subs as, oh, hey, I can afford my rent, or not rent, my mortgage this month. Just call you Mac? Gotcha. I'll do my best. All right, but hope you keep enjoying the operations, my man. Hope you get a nice kick out of the scenario. And that was your first game? Great, man. I hope you enjoyed it. And if not, I hope you'll be able to give something else a try, because there's plenty of other places to be in. But look at this. I mean, Op4 just rushed Sector 2. But it shows you, Blue 4, they only have a stagnated defense line for these other two sectors. They're going for an all eggs in one basket defense on Sector 3, but having a defensive line to the south to stop any Op4 incursions. Also to potentially stop any river plays, but you got a UH-60 firing down at those forces there, and you got AT rounds coming in. So they've shot the vehicle here, gotten multiple kills, so these Op4 guys are now cut off, which is generally what you see in a rush play. So these guys aren't going to be able to leave this AO. They're going to be pinned by this Blue 4 group, which means that this group has to rush in and take Sector 1, which they're going to be pretty much... Blue 4 doesn't have anything to really defend against that. That's why the UH-60 is being so aggressive. That's why you have the M2 Humvee firing like this. But they're going to rush in, take that one sector. And this is going to be a quick round because this force is then going to go for Sector 3. And all of Op4 is going to bypass and try to hit this AO. So that's why you have this BTR up here. Already trying to set up a staging area to possibly hit things from long range. Hopefully they won't high bar themselves. We see the gun already focusing on that. But this will be a pretty even fight. I see... Band in that one Vic, they're going to go ahead and bypass. So all of these fights are going to be moot, as you're going to now see Blue 4 just massively try to reposition their forces to defend Sector 3, and Op 4 is going to try to trickle in things from every direction to hit that one sector. Op 4 a little divided here. You do have X-Ray now falling behind Bravo 2, but I really like the rush play that we're seeing Op 4 do right here. It's pretty good. Now here's what's scary though. You got a 113 that's come up, and it's now spraying 50 cal shots into here. Quite a few skulls already down for Delta here, because this is the group that did the rush play. But again, their whole goal was to just get in here and take the sector. That group's goal is going to be to get in and take the sector. You see them dismount, so that sector is going to fall within the next minute, and then the fight's going to be for there. So at least we're ending on a high note. Don, can you say something in chat, please, so I know you're paying attention? Don, run the poll for like 20 minutes. Poll options are going to be, should I play DayZ with audio jump scares to let people troll me and have a casual time where we just talk about everything? Or do they want to see me build a new campaign in TSB, which is going to be Vietnam themed? There's Sector 1 being taken, but in Argentina. Just get Cloudflare for your Arma serves. Yeah, only if it was that simple. Which, you know, for some servers it actually is, but there are ways to beat Cloudflare. There's ways to beat any DDoS protection system. You just have to know what you're doing and have the tools, right tools for the right job. But a system like Cloudflare can, you know, beat out most script kiddies. But that's all cybersecurity, mumbo jumbo. Max pull is 10 minutes? All right, good enough. This round, I think, is going to be close to over by then, because I don't know what the fuck X-Ray is doing. I think they're going to try to get up here, but that's going to be completely out of range. You know, over a click and a half is no real way to do any sniping. You're seeing this massive smoke charge, though. That's what I'm worried about for this flank, though, because usually the attackers take heavy casualties in smoke charges. But, saving grace, they do have the BTR to suppress anything, even if their shooting is a little off right here. And it's the part where Liru gets sponsored by NordVPN. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, a security tool based off the fact that I got DDoSed and DOSed would be pretty damn funny. I normally don't do sponsorships. My rule is, unless I absolutely agree with it or need it, I'd sponsor it. But I used to work for a VPN company too, which is the funniest thing. The first year I was doing this, I worked at a VPN company. So yeah, UH-60 now hopefully going to go for the infantry. Shouldn't go for the BTR because can't do anything to the BTR. X-Ray also coming around to play defense here. But yeah, as I predicted, they're going to... Op 4 X-Ray is going to be completely ineffective up there. They need to come in and get close at this rate. Ooh, and now Bay's forces are coming around over here. They're doing an early dismount, though. They should have pushed up a little closer because I'm worried they're going to be picked up. But I do appreciate the vehicle charging up. If they had the infantry behind the vehicle, that would be better. But... you know, with the vehicle pushing up like this, unsupported by the infantry, only a few infantry in it. Oh, God. Are they trying to rush the final sector, too? Do they think that's undefended? I mean, that'd be funny if it worked, but... what are they doing? Are they going to dismount and get in the solar tower? Yeah, Tiger's immediately gunned down. Mazz, shut the door and climb up to the top of the solar tower, you glorious bastard. Oh my God. Do it. Do it. He's just gonna camp the damn doorway? I'd love to see him, like, climb up to the top of the tower and just start plinking people, because the one guy up here was taken out. But yeah, now you're seeing this really great surrounding here. Op 4's been completely wiped out of the southern zone, so that's all of Delta dead. Hotel died. I think they crash landed when they tried to get the tail rotor of the chopper repaired. No surprise there. Now it's a matter of, can Op 4 push this area? Blue 4 is a little divided here. You got some X-ray folding in. I think we could see it. All right, Mazz has climbed to the first section. There's a dead guy right here. He could get some AT. Arcor's suppressing up here. He's just got to keep his head low because these little slits can still show him. But yeah, no, that AT is going to be great because he'll be able to snipe people like bridges from this one spot. So a really nice rush play by Mazz, but this has been a great match to see all these rushes go through. Bay and Shao leading the charge here with Galil behind them. Bay taking out a member of Blue 4 there. Got a 1-1-3 coming around. Does Op 4 have any AT back here? They do not. And this is a squad of Blue 4 coming in to reinforce that final sector. They might do an early dismount here to cut them off. Nope, they're going to charge right in. No AT and any part of that group, so they're going to be able to get in there and quickly reinforce. Good call. You got Olaf up here. Does he have any explosives? No, he's going to remove the wheels of the BTR. Oh, are you kidding me? The solar tower ladders do not protect you. Yeah, he's going to strip all the freaking wheels of the damn BTR. I love it. So Mazz looks like he took some damage from something. You got some of Blue 4 falling in, but now he can cam that ladder. And I'm going to be honest, if you're in a Blue 4 sector, but Op 4 is camping a ladder like this, I think it's totally fair game, because you let them get up here. Oh my, he heard them. He heard them. And he gets a kill with the freaking nade. Damn. Normally, you never see grenade kills in FNF, but it was purely open, which means the ricochet actually hit him in the back of the damn head. It works. I'd say Op4's winning, to be perfectly honest. They're a little slow on the offense here, but they're just all over this damn AO. How many wheels has this Olaf taken? Olaf's stolen 2 wheels. Okay, Olaf's acting as a Greek gypsy, and he's just slowly stripping the damn wheels off. And here are the other 2 wheels right here. Oh, but Olaf got spotted by Op4, and he gets shot and killed by Norris there, but I believe Almtree or Parker there got the knockout. Snatch Goblin trying to run up. He is taking some friendly suppressive fire, though. I think it's going on Warwick. Martin firing back. Mazz now, yep, he finds Sholin's spot on the solar panel, takes him out. But yeah, no, this is a very dangerous spot to give Op4 because he can now overwatch from right here and occasionally pick people off. He just has to listen for people climbing up the ladder, which this is going to be an issue for him because that engine's on. So he's going to get screwed by that. But look at Bay and on 4 kills right now. Ash is going to spot him and take him out, though. Ah, that hurts. So you got to clear the entire position out before you want to bandage, because that'll screw you. Meanwhile, oh my, no. No, and he's got the MP7 to do it. I told you, Falcon's going to find a way to weaponize this elephant grass and use it to his advantage. Literally runs right into Grav. Grav runs back. Grav runs around, gets killed. Revanche hears those suppressed shots. And I think he immediately knows what's up. Yeah, he turned around. Oh, that's funny. Some grenades get thrown out. Revanche throwing a grenade short range. Falcon might have seen that go across his face. But now Falcon is taking fire from Lolo. And this Huey's making some pretty tactical fly runs here. Smoke grenade thrown. Falcon's going to pull back. Probably going to thick elephant grass and bandage. UH-60 doing some really dangerous air maneuvers here. Flying super close. Pretty much buzzing Op4. As Op4 is now making some pushes here. You got a Vic that was just AT'd. That's flaming out. Saddam and Thomas are on fire. Thomas wakes back up only to feel that burning sensation. Montgomery running in. Small stutter there as Helios disconnects. Poe right here, but doesn't have any AT to deal with that BTR. Noticing the back 2 wheels are stripped because of Olaf's handiwork. And I think this is the beginning of the end, in all honesty. Falcon harassing those 2 guys on the rear, but it's not going to be enough. Dreek taking fire from Sholin, forced to reposition. Poe trying to climb around in here. Found a nice little spot, but unfortunately it's out of the sector, so he's not able to do much. Maybe he can capitalize on the open area as Dreek is knocked out right there. Meanwhile, we have Arcane coming around. If the body is on fire, by the way, it still means they're unconscious. Okay, yep, see, the fire went away as soon as he died. But yeah, he dead. The fire consumed him. Now, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 guys remaining in the actual sector, and 2 of them are hiding out in this little building. You know what will defeat that? A satchel charge thrown. Got Oddball quickly flying into this position, avoiding the BTR, and then AT immediately goes in and knocks him out. Great AT shot. Who did that? Was that Sholin? No. Who got the helicopter kill? Carlson. No. Wait. Did Mazz take the AT? Yeah, there was a Carl Gustav on the body up there, and he totally just took it and he double tapped Oddball. How many kills is Mazz on? He's on 8 kills now and 1 vehicle kill because he's been up here basically sniping people from the top of the tower. What a great rush play to make, in all honesty. I love it. All right, looks like Fred took Montgomery out. Montgomery could wake back up. I don't see a lot of blood here. Is he on top of it? Yeah, he's on top of it. Only 1 shot, though, so it might just been a lucky headshot. Montgomery might not wake up from that. Oh, spoke too soon. Montgomery, finish him. Fred, finish him. Uh-oh. Did Montgomery see his head? No, he didn't. Something's plinking at Fred. It's going to make him pull back. Montgomery looking in the wrong direction. I think looking for where he was shot from. Another plink going on to Fred. Montgomery coming up, finding Fred, and taking him out. I wonder if that was Zombie Sniper. No. Maybe it was Mazz. But then again, the shots made it look like they were coming from over here. Maybe it was Omtree as well. It's hard to tell. Otherwise, you got 2 Blue 4 guys hiding there. Mune is hiding next to that car right there. Mazz giving some other shots here. He's firing at Poe and manages to knock Poe out. Is he doing that all with a stolen? Nope, he's doing it with his AK, but there's too much chaos for that weapon PID to be construed. Looks like Omtree got one of the kills here. They partially opened the door. He quickly shuts it. Despo poking his gun out there, so Almstree starts pressing that area. Explosive was utilized near Martin's position, but that is it. Meanwhile, Falcon on 4 kills, he was able to kill the rest of the guys up here and probably double tap sideways. There's one body, and then Despo's body's over here. Daisy with jump scares, you got it. We will switch over to the Daisy server after this match. I'm just going to do some general looting and exploring because it's fun. Never bet against my platoon ever again. Because Korvac was up for command. And he died in a rush. Well, no. Hell, where did you die, Korvac? Just died in the open. All right. Now, granted, the numbers on both sides are actually starting to get even here. X-Ray being the last group to rush in. Again, with any rush plays, it gets really difficult for the attacker because they're forced to go through so many areas they'll run out of smoke grenades. Mazz, you crazy bastard. Backwards headshot on Martin there. I rule that as a suicide. See, on 11 fucking kills. He's in the double digits. I'm going to be honest, without Mazz getting those 11 kills here, I think Blue 4 would have been able to hold. So I'm crediting Mazz with the MVP for this one. Because, I mean, 11 people, and you're still seeing Op 4 getting dropped here and there. Lolo getting taken out by Lurch, and this is Jack back here. As one of the crewmen, actually, for the Huey, he took a PSO AK. So this actually leaves a lot of room for players like Falcon to potentially come in here. And Falcon, he's got a freaking 230 sight on his damn gun. But it's can Blue 4 find Mazz here? We're only halfway through the round, mind you. Muniz trying to get some shots on Lolo here. Lurch going to come up, probably try to double tap Lolo. No, he does not, but Lurch spotted by Mazz. And Lurch quickly folding in so he doesn't get engaged from that tower, but now they know they're going to have to satchel this position. In all honesty, to get Mazz out. Mazz going for the climb. That is very, very risky for Mazz, but he wants to get into that open area. Grenade being thrown. Lurch might have accidentally hit Muniz there, because Muniz, he does have an enemy AT weapon. He is by, you know, where enemy are climbing up on. Mazz halfway up there. I mean, 11 kills on his own. Good God. This building, though, being suppressed. That 14.5 tearing through, actually hitting Despo a few times. Lolo just got shot again. Possibly by Lurch or Muniz there. Some smoke rounds going off as you have D-Bands coming around, or D-Barnes, excuse me, with the 338. Real quick, I just want to check him out. He doesn't have any kills with it. Zombie Sniper coming around, but gets dropped by Despo in a CQC. Despo on 3 kills, but that BTR, and there's freaking 50 cal right there. 2 guns that can suppress him. Mazz making it to the top. Quickly bandaging himself, because I think wounds do reopen. He'll be able to get on the rooftop and just look over and try to hit people. Falcon has died. I don't know what got him. Where was Falcon? He got picked off over here on 4 kills. I think Lolo or Mazz got him. No, Mazz is still on 11. Yeah, he's shooting at the body right there. That body's been there the entire game. It was one of the first people picked off. All right, so it's just Despo and Muniz in the sector. Lurch, because he's in the vehicle, he doesn't technically count as being in the sector, but Jack might rejoin. This is going to get very, very close. I'm going to be honest, I don't think nades are going to detonate when they hit the ground. I think they'll be slightly above the ground, but if he correctly PIDs that there's people down there, he could send stuff down. Now Lurch is going to come in and breach and potentially start climbing this tower. Oh my God. Ash coming around, putting some shots over at Barnes, and Genry actually gets Barnes there. Grenade being thrown, Genry being flanked by Muniz. Grenade wasn't even close. Op4 might still lose this match, in all honesty. The one issue they have is this BTR, but Muniz, he does have a law right there. And Lurch, no, okay, I don't know where that RPG 26 went. And he got the 50 cal right there. I wonder if he'll spot Lurch. Jack trying to shoot. He quickly turns. Might spot Jack there. BTR might have spotted him. He quickly adjusts, but let's see if that 50 cal can now go back to that spot and take him out. Mazz, meanwhile, stuck bandaging a bit more. Might have taken bandages from that one body. You got 4, Falcon. Yep, 4. Not a bad run. I don't know what killed you off, though. It might have been Lolo. Might have been something else. Oh, Jack. Oh, did he just get a headshot by Mazz? Is that 12? Let me click on you. Yep, that's 12. And then Despo also got taken out. So that just means it's Lurch and Muniz there. Ash can fold back in, but it's 3 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very tight CQC game. Lolo traded with me. Lolo bled out. I think Lolo woke back up. Oh, no, you're right. He would have woken back up and then traded with you. Yeah, I mean, that SU-230 scope on that rifle there, that would be a good choice, but his remaining guys are in this tower. So, I mean, Martyrdom, that tower blows up. They win, but Mazz is taken out. Ash coming around. 20 minutes remaining. Schultz caught in the open and taken out by Lurch. Katarino caught in the open, being fired at by Muniz and Lurch. BTR now suppressing that second story. Ash is now folded back in. They need, yeah, 14.5. No, they're using the 50 cal. That's naders. Okay. BTR has been dismounted. Interesting call there. Jack here, I think, is the pinnacle. He doesn't have a scope on his gun, though, I guess because he didn't know, but he could get behind this position and take out the remaining players. Chaos could also flank around and do something similar. The one trick, though, is going to be Lurch. They need to find an explosive satchel or something. Yeah, Vic Crews are allowed scopes. Chaos getting a suppressed shot off with that 45-round banana mag. So he's actually killed a friendly because he's at -1. When he kills Ash, it would resort to 0. Lurch still up here, though. The smoke's going to stop him. But Mazz is above him. Now the question is, can Mazz get a shot on Lurch? Yes, he does. Oh my god, 13 fucking kills for this man and the aircraft Huey kill because he rushed in. Honestly beautiful. Jack coming up, Muniz looking the other way, bandaging. Is Jack gonna spot him? Jack, look right. Jack, right. Jack, right. You're gonna literally walk into... Okay, Chaos is double tapped. Mazz, I think, fired up from the window there. So he's got a view of this area when the smoke clears. Muniz still in the sector, just on the edge. When that smoke runs out, though, I wonder if Mazz can see him from that freaking window. That's hilarious. Jack got knocked out somehow. But Chaos with 45-round mags. Why is Naders firing up at him? He's the other suppressed shooter. Jack wakes back up. Can Muniz survive in 17 minutes? It's Max Rihato, baby, and he's climbing back down. Mazz Rihato. Oh my god. Yep, he's going to displace, he's going to hug the edge of this scenario. If he area, excuse me. If he leaves this sector, though, he's screwed. But he's got to basically play cat and mouse with 5 players. 6 players, because Schultz just woke back up. Can Muniz get him? Gets Naders knocked out. He doesn't see Schultz moving, but Mazz spots him! 14 fucking kills for Mazz. 1 helicopter kill. And he does a victory jump. Oh my god. 14 freaking kills. That was close, but again, if Mazz didn't get those 14 kills, I don't think Op4 would have won. Because rush plays are really, really reliant on shock and ob. But wow, that was great. All right, that is going to be it for FNF. I am going to get off of Arma and go play some DayZ. Put on my audio jump snippets as well. So I'm going to transfer all of my commands over. So give me 1 second. But if you're here for that, thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Otherwise, cheers, and have a good one.